Hi, I'm Caleb Gourmet, and this is Crash Course World History. And today we're going to talk about the invasion of Normandy, otherwise known as D-Day, the turning point of World War II.
Mr. Green, what is D-Day?
D-Day is simply a placeholder for the day on which a combat event or operation is to take place. It's similar to N in math, being a placeholder for any number. In the military, the day of an operation isn't always exact, and can't be used in regular conversation in case of spy, and can't be used in regular conversation unless a spy is planted. So the letter D is used to represent whichever day the operation ends up being on. The only operation, though, that is still known as D-Day is the one we're going to talk about today, June 6, 1944. Throughout the course of World War II, the Allies made numerous attempts to retake Europe. Some invasions were successful while others were not. The Allies were always greeted with great oppression. All of these missions took great courage. Out of all of the missions that happened during World War II, none was as successful as the D-Day invasion. On June 4th, 1944, the Allies invaded France on the beaches of Normandy, occupied by German forces, conducting the first successful combat landing to cross the English Channel in over 800 years. The invasion started at night with heavy naval and airborne bombardments and parachute landings, followed by amphibious landings on 5 of the beaches in the early morning, with additional parachute landings continuing into the evening. This mission was very dangerous, and its completion was the largest achievement the Allies had in World War II. D-Day took countless hours of planning and involved many people. The major players in the Normandy landing were the Americans, the French, the Canadians, and the British. An equally vital part as the troops, the planning involved in the invasion of Normandy was crucial to the liberation of France. Operation Fortitude and the overarching Operation Bodyguard was the result of this extensive planning and preparation. The goal of Operation Bodyguard was to achieve a tactical surprise on Normandy and to mislead German high command into thinking the invasion of Normandy was simply a diversion for a larger invasion on Calais. Fortitude North was so successful that by the end of 1944, Hitler had 13 army divisions. Fortitude North was so successful that by the end of 1944, Hitler had 13 army divisions in Norway. The Normandy landings required vigorous planning and much bravery. Without the brilliant leadership of Commander Montgomery, the mission would not have been possible. Montgomery's energy and determination and clarity of mind made the planning and invasion possible. In the end of the fighting in Sicily, Montgomery set down a kind of blueprint for the successful conduct of military operations. Adolf Hitler was aware that the northern coast of France was in danger for being invaded by the Allies. Knowing this fact, in November 1944, Hitler assigned Erwin Rommel, the Desert Fox, to be in charge of the defense operation. He tried to surrender the German forces, but became sick before taking the action. Hitler then visited him and ordered Erwin to commit suicide. The Germans were highly outnumbered but not completely defenseless. Hitler sent in troops to counteract the invasion, along with many other battalions. The strongest was the 352nd Battalion. These were all seasoned veterans and Hitler's best soldiers. The 357th was nearly 12,000 troops strong. In addition, it also contained 2 entire battalions of artillery. Its commanding officer was Major Werner Plutzkat, positioned all along the high ridges, bluffs, and cliffs that overlook the center of the planned invasion front. The Allies codenamed this stretch of land Omaha Beach. When the battle for this 12-mile stretch of beach was over, it would look like Dante's Inferno. By the end of June 11th, 26,000 troops, 54,000 vehicles, and over 100,000 tons of supplies had been landed on Omaha, Gold, Juno, and the Sword Beach. The Allies had troops in the air, at sea, and on the ground. Thousands of people participated in the mission, including countless civilians from each of the Allied nations. This was one of the largest collaborations in the whole war effort. D-Day was a great success, but many died during the mission. It is estimated that over 400,000 Allied and German troops were killed, wounded, or went missing during the Battle of Normandy. This figure includes over 200,000 Allied casualties, with nearly 37,000 dead among the ground forces, and a further 16,000 deaths amongst the Allied air forces. Oh, it's time for the open letter. An open letter to the Allied soldiers. But first, let's see what's in the secret compartment. Ah, a life jacket. Let's see if it fits. Wonderful. Fits perfectly. Ah, fits me perfectly. You know, a life jacket can really save your life if you're in danger. I wish I could send this to the Allied forces before they invaded Normandy. The invasion would have been a lot more successful if the soldiers could swim to shore without drowning. Nearly a fourth of the casualties on D-Day happened because of drowning. This life jacket could really save their lives. Best wishes, Caleb Vermette.